Our following together today is going to be unique to just our trapeze, and that's how to create spaciousness in our bodies through traction. I want to make this quick enough so you can realistically do this a couple times a week. After we finish together, I think you're going to see why, because I feel incredible. Now, let's make sure that you have your hammock set to the height of your hip flexors if you're standing on your toes. And I also have my handles on the same carabiner as my swing. So go ahead and get yourself settled and let's begin our hang time. We're going to begin with the upper body, so I'd like you to grab one handle. I'll be using the right side since it's closest to you, with a little bit of a staggered stance here. So right hand is in handle, palm is going to face in, and I want you to send your body weight forward. So I want you to focus on creating length from your right elbow down to your side body. So I'm just gently sending my body weight forward. I am not engaging my shoulder. Palm is facing in right now. And we're going to move nice and slow. Begin to send your weight to the left, but you're going to rotate your hand. So my hand is going to rotate to face out, and it's almost like now I'm pulling out of the ceiling with my hand. And then I want you to move into a little flow. Palm faces in, lean to the right. Palm faces out, lean to the left. Last time. Lean to the right, palm faces in, maybe look to the left. And palm faces out, gentle pull through center to the left. Second side. Palm faces in, we have our little lunge, so left foot is forward. Just begin to send the body weight forward. That's all you gotta do. Look over the right shoulder. If you're not feeling it, send your body weight a little further forward. And begin your rotation. Palm rotates out. I'm gonna lean to the right. For me, it feels like I'm trying to pull out of the ceiling. And I'm gonna shift, palm faces in, still send the body weight forward. And to the side. Make sure you're not engaging your shoulder. Many times I cue you to engage your shoulder. Here, this is more about hanging and creating space. Last time. And then go ahead and rise up. Both hands to highest handle. Feet are parallel. Think of lifting the tailbone. Send the body weight forward, hands are facing each other. So just bend the elbows, looking downward. And once you get comfortable, you could always do a little chin tuck from right to left. Feeling this in the tricep and the trap. Hold it center. I'm sending my body weight forward just a little. Roll up. And we'll take a little switch. The left is going to cross center. So another lunge-like position. Left is in front, left crosses center. You're going to sink in. So my goal here is to rotate my right shoulder to the ceiling, drop my left shoulder to the floor. This is an area where I have a lot of issues. So what I like to do is take this and then begin to rotate and send my chest through. So I'm gonna go back and forth, looking to the ceiling, and then rotating and kind of pulling my chest through. And again, that's that pec minor, that lat, maybe in the bicep tendon. Find a spot that resonates with you. Take a breath in. And then nice and slow. Let's check out our second side. So you're crossing the midline, right comes to left, which means left handle high, and then right foot forward. Take your twist. I'm gonna rotate to the ceiling. Drop that right shoulder. And if you're me, you're gonna rotate and push the chest through. Rotate and twist. Find a spot to pause. Go ahead and rise up. We'll give that upper body a little bit of a break. I want you to come underneath your plumb line. Swing is right behind your shoulders. So from here, if you have any pinching towards the armpits, you can move your swing down lower, or use your hands on the back of the fabric to push in. I want you to try to let your pelvis hang here. So I want you to disengage the core and get heavy. I want you to think of this like spinal decompression. So we desperately need this. Everybody needs this. Just try to breathe and allow yourself to get heavy. I literally imagine space coming through the vertebrae. You can add some rotation. So I'm just gonna cross one foot over, take into a little twist. And I still want you to disengage the core. So I really want you to focus on hanging while we're here. But you can continue to do a little sway or a little rock. Really try to sink that pelvis. If you're twisting, take it to the second side. Twist. It is instinctual for me to engage the core. I need to relax. Beautiful, and walk yourself up and out. For that upper body, come back to your right hand. And you're gonna do that same thing where we almost feel like we're pulling out of the ceiling. I'm just gonna sink into it a little bit. Now, if this bothers the shoulder, of course we don't do it. I want you to try an internal and an external rotation. So I have just a little bit of pressure pulling out of the ceiling. I'm gonna rotate my palm to face in, and then rotate my palm to face out. So I'm just gonna go back and forth. For me, this creates all the space in the shoulder where I have some of my pretty significant injuries that are always bothersome. Internal rotation. Let's try that second side. So if our left hand is in, you want to come forward with the right foot. Create some space as you come into a lunge. Gently pull out of the ceiling. Internal and external rotation. So I'm not necessarily twisting the hand as much as I'm focusing on rotating my shoulder in with that little bit of pull and then rotating it back. Beautiful, and rise. Last one for this upper body. Hands are gonna come out to the sides. Feet are parallel, begin to sink the chest. Now as you come further forward, I want you to rotate your hands to face into center. So I feel that big stretch across the front of my shoulders. Depending on how you're feeling with this, you can hold here. Just look down, let your head relax, lengthen the back of your neck. If you want to try to send the body weight forward just a little, you can certainly do that. Beautiful, breathe in. And then nice and slow, roll your way up. Swing is gonna come up and over. This is gonna lead us into a wrapped down dog. So if you're unfamiliar, just watch first. Coming up onto those hip flexors, my hammock is so high. You're gonna come down. You could stop any swinging by just using your hands on the floor. Don't worry if your feet get tangled with the handles. You don't necessarily need them for this. I'm gonna go wide with my feet and then flex the foot to hook the front of the fabric. So I'm trapped in that hammock or trapped in that swing. Walk the hands back as far as they can go and push the chest through. You can also actively push your feet into the fabric, get a little more opening there. Lengthen the back of your neck. Push the ground away. Slow exit, walk forward with your hands. And you could release your feet. So I want you to come into literally a hang. Ragdoll the arms, you maybe cross the ankles and hold. We're focusing on decompression of the spine. So if this bothers your hip flexors, I promise it gets better. You just need to do it regularly. I have no pain whatsoever. Try to relax everything. Lifting the gaze and take a little walk, hands to the floor, to come up and out. As you stand up, just open up your fabric. And you can put your right heel somewhere in the middle. And you can open up a little bit. I want you to just gently send your body weight forward. So I'm going to take the shortest handles and just gently send my body weight forward and then let my heart sink forward. So this is not a deep stretch. We're not necessarily doing deep stretching today. I just want you to feel that little bit of opening in the back of the right leg. And then pull yourself back. Make sure you're underneath your plumb line. That might mean you need to do a little hop. Bend your right knee. So I'm gonna pull that right heel as close to my body as possible. Continuing to hold the highest handle. I want you to press the pelvis forward, engage your glutes, and lift your heart to the ceiling. So my goal here is to really find some opening in what should be the region of your left hip flexor. Do not dump into your back. I want you to lift your heart. Push forward with your hips. And we're going to explore pigeon variation. So again, if you need a little hop, make sure you're underneath your plumb line. I'm going to guide my foot across the hammock. So pigeon, we've got our right knee down and the right foot towards the left. The goal here is to find a stretch in the outer right hip. If you come through center and you do not feel this, let's say your hammock isn't high enough or you have nice bendy hips, to deepen this, all you have to do is rotate your upper body to the right. So if I kind of walk up the fabric here or the handles, I'm gonna go a lot deeper. So get heavy either into a twisted variation or hang right over. And you should feel activation all the way through the outer right hip. So for me, this feels like pigeon, only 10 times of normal pigeon. You can make micro movements. I'm just gently gonna kind of sway my body weight a little to the right. Nice and slow. I could be there all day. Coming up and out. Guide that right foot to the floor. And second side. Left foot comes in. You can open it up a little if you'd like. So look down, make sure your foot is pointing forward on that right leg. Extend the body weight forward, extend the heart forward. Gentle stretch here, nothing crazy. Bend the knee. Get it as close to your body as possible. Don't forget you're holding onto your handles to create a back bend, right? I want you to take any compression out of that low back. So press the hips forward. Gentle pull down with your hands. Try to isolate right here in this hip flexor on the right side. Breathe. and releasing. Remember, we want to be underneath the plumb line. So if that requires a little hop, take one. Guide your foot sideways. So we want to go knee and foot in fabric, climbing through. Now this stretch depends on length of your legs, height of your hammock, mobility of the hips. This might be enough. If you want to go deeper, begin your rotation. I'm going to twist to the left, maybe walking up the fabric, and then adding that rotation. Even sending your body weight to the left slightly will take you deeper. Make sure you're taking nice full breaths in and out. Let yourself get heavy on the exhale. And slow on the release. Unravel. Guide that left foot to the floor, and I want you to meet me in a seat. So whatever direction works for you, climb on in. From here, we're going to go into our handles as stirrups. So move that black bar up, out of the way. And I like to catch this on the arches of the feet. So we're gonna go right to the middle of that foot. And then we've got to take this hammock back down to the shoulder blades or the middle of the back. So to do so, I like to hold on to the swing. I'm just gonna kind of bunch the swing in my hands. Feet come underneath, these act as a little step. So I'm gonna press down into the feet and slide down to my shoulders, right? So same thing here as before. Use your hands on the back of the fabric to help you. Soles of the feet come together. So just like a little bound angle. I'm gonna come down. So I like to send my body weight back. So I'm just kind of pushing into my fabric here. And I'm trying to let that lower half just get heavy. And if this is comfortable, you can certainly hold here. Different variations from here is to come into a, almost looks like a little archer. So I can do one leg straight and then try to drop the opposite knee to the floor. If this bothers your arms, use your upper body to hold a little bit of weight in the swing with your hands. Center and switch out to the side. Try to drop the knee to the floor. And both, either out wide or together. Here I'm still dropping the pelvis, not engaging the abdominals. In my opinion, the easiest way out of this is to simply remove one foot from the stirrup. You can find the floor to stand. Yes, there are other ways, but that is the easiest. All right, and what we are known best for in the trapeze is coming into our literal inversion. So come into your seat. You can cover the mid-thigh if you'd like. Getting ready to drop back. So hold the handles out of the way. As you come back, if you're newer, don't forget we need to either hook the fabric with the feet or create what looks like a little diamond. As you drop back, to cross in front, you can either hook the feet in a diamond or flex the feet and put them in the fabric. So not everybody likes to spend all this time upside down, but look at all the things that we can do tractioning without hanging upside down that we've done so far. If you're not one for hanging, you can put your hands on the floor, walk them forward so you're walking them to the direction of your head. And this gives you a little bit of a break so you can lift your gaze and then you can sink back in when you're ready. Try to relax the neck completely. Different arm variations. You can interlace your hands behind you and then try to drop the arms long. Staying here for as long as you'd like. I'm gonna come out nice and slow. You can grab the fabric or the handles. Ab crunch, lift your gaze, unhook the feet. Come up into a seat, nice and slow. You can sit up or lean forward by hooking the creases of the elbows in the fabric. Coming to the floor when you feel ready. And all the way down. So I want you to finish on the ground, right underneath your plumb line. Knees come in and try to catch your ankles with the swing. Just take a moment to let the blood flow and the lymph drain. Take a body scan. And I want you to notice any changes or shifts after doing this type of practice. And whether it's the end of the day or the beginning of the day, maybe it's the middle of the day. Just acknowledge you took time to be here and work with your body. Coming out when you're ready. What I notice after a consistent practice of this is enhanced flexibility and mobility, less pain in my body, and a heightened sense of my body awareness. Hopefully you'll feel the same. Of course, do the things like subscribe and come back often. And until then, namaste.